All right. Oh my goodness. Day 69. Holy crap. Back day. Relatively quick lift just because, I mean, this is the only day where I'm only doing one dedicated muscle group, right? Arm day is tris and bis, legs is hamstrings and quads, chest and shoulders, obviously chest and shoulders. And then, like in this split, back is just back. Obviously calves every day. But makes it easy to go hard. And back's a pretty big muscle. So, full on back workout should be pretty fatiguing. Oh man, I was just thinking something. Shit. Whatever. So, fuck. What was I thinking? Oh yeah. So, in terms of the length of this bulk, it ain't stopping. It is not stopping for the foreseeable future. All right, we got a few more months of this to go. So, again, nothing to change. Just going to keep the food up. Get ready for the, rebound back up to 250, which probably shouldn't take more than 2 days. Because I've said this before, if you're bulking up and you miss your meals, and you eat a little bit less one day than you should have, like you're 1,000 or 2,000 calories low, you're gonna drop like 2 pounds because you want your body to be just overfed constantly. So as soon as you give it a little bit of slack, it's gonna try and clear itself out with all that extra, whatever floating around. But let's just finish this pre and then fucking get in there. It is late, so it should be nice and empty. I'll be unencumbered for a indisputably thick and wide back pump. So before I get into, any sort of heavy sets or pretty much just anything in general, upper body, like chest, shoulders, arms, whatever, I'll always spend a few minutes just kind of moving around on the on just a cable, activating, whatever muscle I'm about to use. So we're about to do back, right? So I'll just sit here maybe 5 or so minutes, do some light sort of just like activations. For one thing, you're just going to feel kind of warmer when you start off. Plus, if you've got some sort of, I don't know, maybe nagging injury or pull or whatever, this can kind of be a good little gauge. Like, I've never pulled my lat or anything weird like that. But rather than just jump straight into barbell rows, doing some extra warm-up stuff like this may give me a little bit of an indicator of, what to avoid and what I should do. So no tang this lift. Taking a page out of Eddie Hall's book with the cranberry juice. Not like there's a specific benefit to one over the other. The logic between like both of those, at least in my mind, is just intra-workout carbs. This has what, like 200 grams of sugar in it? Just an easy 800 calories intra-workout. So I've tried going heavier than 3 plates, but if I go up to like 365, I'll end up standing a little bit more upright. Won't really be able to squeeze it as well. So as much as I advocate like going as heavy as possible, you know, you got to take that in the context of heavy as possible while still doing effective reps. Yeah. All right. So if you seriously push yourself on these, you're gonna need a minute. Like, holy shit. Like with lat pull downs or something, you know, you wait till your freaking lats recover, so you feel like you're ready to do another set. But if you're throwing around a lot of weight on these bent over rows, and you're actually going hard, I mean, I'm taking like 3 minutes. So seriously fatiguing like the entire back with these. I can literally feel like my upper traps like by my neck getting flexed. Thinking 2 more of these, then move on to something else. All right, so this 3 plates is starting to feel pretty heavy for just a straight set. So for this last one, I'll turn it into a drop set. So the reason the plates are staggered is the clip is on the inner 2 plates, and this last one is just out here hanging free. I don't know if I'd want to do bent over rows with no clip. I feel like the weight might slide around, but just unclipping the one makes it fast enough to drop a plate that you can get into a good drop set. So, you know, before I do these sets, I take a second, I huff and puff, I get angry, try and go as hard as possible. So, in terms of deadlifts, I don't do them, and in a bodybuilding context, I do not recommend them. Main idea being, deadlifts are hard. People can move a lot of weight for deadlifts, right? If you're a power lifter, you can have a whole workout dedicated to deadlifts. So when I, if I see someone and it's their back day, they're trying to build their back, and they start off with 4 sets of deadlifts, they're just going to fatigue themselves, like cardiovascularly. Because when you go hard on deadlifts, you know, you work your back, you work your lats, your what do you call the lower back? Your erectors, and you're working your glutes and your hamstrings, you know, your entire posterior chain. So if you were to do, let's say, just 3 sets of heavy deadlifts to start your back day, as far as I'm concerned, you've just fatigued yourself for not much, you know, muscular damage, at least not in the back, right? I'd rather do those. I mean, I did do them, so it goes without saying, but I'd rather do the bent over rows than deadlifts any day ever. Like the most I ever deadlifted was 4 or 5 in high school. So if you've done more than that, then you pulled more than me ever. So main idea, if you're a bodybuilder, don't waste your time doing deadlifts. Just stick to, you know, isolation movements, quote unquote, for the back. I'd say those bent over rows are isolation-ish, but whatever. Lat pull downs, my back is already fucking weak, so I'm not gonna do the whole stack. I'd probably just do 3 sets, heavy. Really try to squeeze at the bottom. Did some rows, then some pull downs. So now I'm thinking go back to rows and do 2 sets of these single arm cable rows. I like doing these more than like a single arm dumbbell row. I've said this before, but when you use a cable stack like this that has all these pulleys, you can't throw the weight around, right? Like when you're doing a dumbbell curl, you can really yank into the beginning and it'll make the top of the movement easier because the weight already has that momentum. But, you know, when I go through these reps with this pulley, the weight hardly moves. So you don't get to ride the momentum up the rep, right? You're gonna have way more constant tension throughout. And in terms of getting a pump, right? Going through the motion of the exercise for whatever body part you're doing and squeezing for the entirety, right? That's gonna get you some extra blood flow, a little bit of, you know, whatever else sort of damage causes muscle growth. It's not a perfectly explained science, but same with everything. Go fucking hard, and the results will come. Man, those bent over rows seriously killed my lower back. Even just standing up walking, it fucking burns. So, 2 more sets left for back. I'm just gonna do a straight set of barbell rows, and then finish with another set of lat pull downs. Then we can check the pump. I already know it's horrendous. So, it's your last set of the workout, or at least of the body part. You may be inclined to think to yourself, okay, whatever, 1 more set. I already did most of the work. I'll just make this an easy one. Are you serious? Are you serious? No. Go hard on all your sets, goddammit. Let's check the pump. I am fucking dead after that. But not a complicated workout by any stretch. You know, just bent over rows, moved on to pull downs, moved on to a few different cable rows, and then pull downs again. Just by sitting here, I mean, I can tell I'm fucking pumped. Let's try not to rip my shirt when I take it off. Oh, man. I cut this stringer a little thin. Like all these tanks that I'm wearing, they're all just t-shirts that I fucking cut up. You can do the same. It's not that difficult. That's pretty wide. All right. So, I was thinking about this earlier. I saw this fucking TikTok that was funny as hell. And perfect example of how the people that you interact with are going to rub off on you, or the people that you associate with. It was this video of a bunch of fucking pit bulls, or you know, whatever. They're all just walking around some guy's house, and then it cuts to a cat that was like, must have just lived with the pit bulls, and instead of sitting all, you know, feline or whatever, this cat was standing up like this, like they thought it was a fucking pit bull, just because that's what it was around all the time. So, you know, I'm not saying don't interact with somebody if they don't necessarily like align with your goals or whatever. That's a little harsh. But you got to be able to have the foresight to recognize when someone is like saying some self-depreciating shit, or like trying to convince you to skip your lift or come out and drink with them. Then you're going to be fucking plastered the next day. You're going to have a shit workout. You know, you got to recognize that that sort of shit's going to rub off on you. Now, of course, you know, we're people, so we've got the mental ability to kind of try to block that out. But that's got to be an active process, right? That's one thing that I like about social media. Unrelated to all the negative whatever that goes along with it. It can show you the top 0.1% of any realm. Be it lifting, you know, whatever. Obviously, I'm only interested in the lifting. And you can think to yourself, wow, those guys are fucking huge. Holy crap. And I'll never get like that. Or you can think, holy shit, those guys are just like me once. Let's fucking get after it, right? Because if you tell yourself, oh, I could never get that big, then you got a 0% chance of getting that big, right? At least if you can convince yourself that you can do it, then you'll have a fighting chance, right? You'll actually go for it. So this is a little bit more catered towards the hardcore, you know, bodybuilding aspirees, not necessarily just the casual lifter. But, you know, you don't have to, that can fuck with your head comparing yourself to others, especially when you see people post their perfect lighting edited photos on Instagram or whatever. That's its own little thing. But you can think to yourself, holy crap, they're so far ahead of me. Man, I'm fucked. Right? Not an ideal mindset. But in my mind, you know, if I see somebody bigger than me, obviously I'm not the biggest dude around. I'm not thinking, wow, those guys are fucking huge. I'm thinking, I'm fucking coming after you. Right? I mean, if you can convince yourself there's no limit, then that's the rate at which you're going to progress. So I'm going to finish up some calves, then we can get some car talk going. Hope you got a little bit motivated by that by that little speech. Oh, okay, back just got thrashed. Very happy about that. So, got the post-workout shake. Let's just slam it before we get out of here. Oh. 50 grams dextrose, 50 grams of protein. Most rapidly digesting carb post-workout. It's just going to jumpstart your recovery, keep you nice and strong, and in a dieting context, help maintain muscle. In a bulking context, help put it on. So, I think about this a lot. There's a variety of mental states, right, of lifters in the gym, and I sort of put them on like not necessarily a single criteria rating scale, but you know, I do think a little bit more highly of some and a little bit more negatively of others. So probably one of the worst ones is lifting for somebody else, lifting to get someone else's approval. It's just not. Ugh. What the hell are you doing? You're letting them control your life? It doesn't make any sense. You broke up with your girlfriend, whatever. Then you're thinking, man, I gotta fucking, you know what? I'll show her. I'm gonna fucking show her. Here we go. You start lifting. What's gonna happen once you get, reasonably impressive looking? Like, you're just gonna be done, and then you'll probably just end up like a standard lifter, making zero progress after you hit like a certain size, just like the general lifter. Another one is when you're just dying to look a certain way, right? You are just itching for a look. You're scrolling Instagram, you're like, holy crap, look at that guy's fucking huge. Oh, that guy's so lean. The leanness gets me. Here, I'll get into that in a second. But again, with that sort of mentality, right, you're lifting to reach a certain goal, or at least, look a certain way, and subconsciously you're going to be attributing your self-value to that specific state, right? So sure, let's say your goal was 180 with abs, maybe even some arm veins thrown around. Let's say you get there, you're finally starting to think to yourself, man, this is good, I like this. 2 months later, you fucking what would happen to you? Let's say you get some kind of badass sickness. You are sick. Weeks. Some kind of whatever. You lose a ton of muscle. You drop down like 30 pounds. You can't go to the gym. You can't eat. Then you're going to be thinking to yourself, oh my God, fuck, look how I look now. Oh, this sucks. Oh, it's just not ideal either, right? And there's a variety of other reasons, if somebody's just in the gym super pissed off every lift all the time, using it as like a coping mechanism. I mean, those kind of posts really annoy me too. Like, I see a ton where it's some schmo lifter and the AI generated voiceover is like, "This is Tim. Tim, no. Uh, this is John. John goes to the gym every day to destroy his body because he hates how he looks." Just, corny, lame, and for the most part, you're probably not even thinking like that, right? The enlightened lifter is aware that he's going to look a certain way during different transitional periods of his progress journey, right? Like the enlightened lifter isn't going to be upset when he loses his abs because he's doing a bulk, because he knows that he's going to build muscle underneath of that, which he'll be able to reveal later on. And then once he starts dieting down, he knows that staying under that calorie limit is what's going to let him lose weight. And even though he's going to lose strength and his lifts aren't going to be as impressive, he knows that losing that body fat's just going to make him look more diced. So the general idea I'm kind of getting at is the more you deviate from just lifting because you want to get bigger, right? The more you deviate just from that specific goal, it can get a little bit funky with your mentality. Not to say it doesn't work. I'll see all sorts of big dudes post some shit like that, saying, I got bullied in school, so now I want to get whatever. For me, I was always like athletic. But when I started, I was like 160. And then, for whatever reason, I got the seed planted in my mind. I want to get fucking big. And I know that being big comes with all sorts of just general benefits. Who doesn't want to fucking walk around like the big dog? Sweet. Tomorrow is going to be arm day. Should be a skin-splitting pump. I gotta go to bed, take my vitamins first, get a little bit more food in. Then I will see you next time. That's it.